But sometimes in life, you find yourself in situations that you finally go, how did I get here? And this is one of those moments. And that was giving a drift ride along to my own mother. The car was having some really serious steering problems, which I will get into in just a little bit later in this video. But her reaction was honestly awesome. But first, a quick recap on my Coyote car. It was a car that I bought with a 1JZ. It blew up 3 days later, and then the VIN number was also wrong. So that was fun. So this car was cursed from the beginning. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna release a full movie edit of that build, so if you just missed that entire series, I will make it a special cut documentary coming up very soon. And after many years of struggle, I had got it done for the most part, tested it, found more problems, tested it again. Oops. And it was time to work out some of the kinks. Testing felt decent, but I was getting some serious binding in the steering wheel when at full lock. So then we raised it. Tried again. It didn't work. So then we adjusted some suspension tuning. It didn't work, but a little bit better. I was getting around the track a little bit better. Then did some data logging with HB tuners, and we also seemed to get pretty close to the results we wanted to at least get through the event. So we felt pretty decent about the car before I went to Fuel Fest Atlanta. By the way, this video is sponsored by HB Tuners. If you didn't know, HB Tuners is an incredibly user-friendly tuning tool, data logging tool, and it makes life incredibly easy when you're diagnosing your car, testing things out, and you need to make some changes. So what I did was I took my MPVI3 device from HB Tuners, plug it into my OBD2 port, plug it into my laptop, connect the vehicle to VCM Suite, fire up the car, and make sure everything is good. After giving it some revs, looking at some logs, everything looked perfectly squared away. I then went out for my first warm-up laps, and it immediately gave me some red flags. So for some context, Atlanta Motor Speedway is a very special place to me. I went to Import Alliance my first time in 2014 there, and then in 2015, which then inspired me to move to the Atlanta area from just how massive the Atlanta car scene is. But for drifting, it has kind of a weird reputation. It's not great for drifting. The surface is incredibly rough. It's like sandpaper, so it destroys tires almost immediately when you really give it the sauce. And two, it's really bumpy. I go into the first hairpin and all of a sudden my car feels awful. I immediately pulled it back into the garage and discovered that my front tires were rubbing on the inner wheel well. So we do what any hot boy drift car guy does, and we get out a grinder. We trim some space in there, and we trim some of my front bumper because the front of the tire was doing this in my front bumper. Okay, no problem. Should be fixed. Go back out for another test run. Nope, did the exact same thing. Brought the car back in. We then adjusted the caster. Nope, it did the exact same thing. Okay, so now what? How about I just put on some smaller wheels and tires up front to try to avoid some of this rubbing that might be happening. And when I was at 90 degrees of lock, it just kept getting worse. And also my power steering was getting very hot. I actually use a Volvo electric power steering pump, but it was not happy on a 90-degree day in the middle of Georgia. And I was giving ride-alongs back to back to back to back because I promised you guys I would. So I just kept going and fighting through this steering binding. I'm like, I'm just gonna try to do this as long as I can. So I made the best of the situation, but I had to take this really awful line around the track. I was trying to avoid bumps and avoid anything that might unsettle my steering because literally every time I went into drift, I didn't know if the car was gonna make it. Like it would just randomly understeer, randomly oversteer, and then it would get stuck sometimes. So I knocked out a bunch of rides, and then it was time for one more. And to my surprise, it was my mom. My parents came down, surprised me, supported me, and for context, my mom had never ridden with me ever in a track car whatsoever. I felt happy, but I almost felt bad at the same time because I didn't want to scare my mom. Like, we did Tower of Terror together at Disney World, and that was too much. So, Mother.
Hello. Am I supposed to see you?
Right. How's it going, Mrs. Patterson?
It's going good. It's going pretty good. The car needs a break soon, but it's okay.
Have fun.
you've ever done with me, I think. Other than Tower of Terror.
How do I execute?
I love you, Mom. Thank you for riding with me.
You have a good time, Mary?
Yeah, that's fun.
That's good, that's good. He didn't scare you too much now, did he?
But she surprisingly had a really fun time and said it was really cool. And usually when you give somebody a ride along that's like not super into cars, you know you've succeeded if they start asking questions like, what do you do here? How do you cool the car down? What are some good cars for this? Like getting interested in the hobby rather than going, what are these stupid kids doing burning tires and wasting all that money? Finally, the event was over. I go home, and then the next morning I go to unload the car, and my friends and I discover, finally, what was wrong with my car. Engine was running like a champ, thanks to HB Tuners, but then we found the true culprit, and that was the supports. So the 240SX has these two supports that kind of go at this angle, like this, and they tend to crack. Okay, so we're back in my garage, safe and sound from Fuel Fest, and motors here. And with the 240, you have the two supports that create kind of a V formation. And as you can see here, your car is not supposed to do that. So right there, that is not supposed to be that way. Common sense would probably say that, but just to show you the visual reference of just how bad it was. And also that really explains why my wheel was moving everywhere and why everything was so unsettled. So not only do I have one of the most complicated freaking swaps in a 240SX, that did not help my case whatsoever to help my steering when it's already hard enough getting good steering in this thing. Now if you look under the car, we have that beam that's been broken right there, and then here's where the caster is. Now this right here was moving back and forth like this mid-drift. So that is what caused all that structural integrity to fail. And this is the wheel that kept going like this the entire event and why my life was so stressful at the time. So that entire time, my front wheel was doing this and I just couldn't see it. I would later learn from my friend Rob Robinson that he could see it the entire time and was wondering what was going on. So my car was changing caster mid-drift. So I was doing this, having to load, unload, break drifting etiquette rules by crossing arms just to get the car back. And so it was changing caster, changing my alignment basically, and breaking metal at the exact same time. It is a miracle that I did not crash the car. I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I'm just so happy it didn't come to that. So now I'm going to put a better angle kit on it, probably from GK Tech. At the same time, I'm going to repair those supports, probably get some more bracing, get a little bit of metal work done, probably from Rob at Auto Extremes, unbelievable guy, and find a way to cool my power steering down a little bit more, maybe moving it from the trunk back to the front. That way it doesn't have as much line to travel and, well, kind of boil over, really. So not only did I not have power steering, I was binding and it was overheating, and I was changing caster. It was a day. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I had a really great time at Fuel Fest, regardless of all the conundrums I had to deal with. Huge thanks to the Ignite Style Garage guys who were there to support me, Rob Robinson from Auto Extremes and Nappy Boy Automotive. It was just so cool to see so many people support me, and of course, all of you that supported me riding along with me that day and being so understanding of the struggles that I was dealing with. So once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.